during our weekly hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Jeff Huang with KW Executive, and I am your February program chair. So we've got Devon Hallis, the Director of Association Resources of California Regional MLS. Devon is a director for the nation's largest multiple listing service, serving over 100,000 real estate professionals. She is an industry veteran with over 20 years of experience in real estate. She worked at the association level, assisting and training real estate agent until joining CRMLS in 2012. That's the year my daughter was born. She currently serves as the Director of Association Resources for CRMLS, overseeing 41 association and boards, their executive and their staff. Her background and training gives her the tools she needs to teach and assist CRMLS association and boards to stay appraised of MLS changes and industry happenings. So now help me welcome from CRMLS, Director of Association Resource, Devon Hallis.
Good morning, friends. I'm sorry I was late. It took me 2 hours to get here. So I'm sorry I'm late. I am Devon Hallis. I'm the Director of Association Resource with CRMLS. I've been with CRMLS a long time. I like to open up my presentations with what I've affectionately termed as a mom joke, right? To make sure you guys are all awake. Lorraine and Albert have had the pleasure of listening to my mom jokes at CAR. Now you're going to get the pleasure. Are you ready? Knock, knock. Water. What are we doing sitting around? Let's get to the presentation. I didn't get any booze last time either, so we're all right. Who's changing? All right, welcome to CRMLS Update. I was speaking with Albert, and he asked me to speak on some statistics, some violations, and then some innovative products for 2024. So we'll launch into the West San Gabriel Valley statistics. This is a snapshot of what we're looking at year to date. So for 2024, how many support cases, the emails, chats, phone calls. Keep in mind, we're open 7 days a week, okay? And you can get support via phone call, chat, or email. So don't hesitate to pick up the phone. Your association's an amazing resource, but CRMLS we're open 7 days, okay? Next. Compliance statistics, ooh. All right, total cases processed for West San Gabriel, 48. That means that people have clicked the button on a West San Gabriel listing to report it 48 times, okay? 7 citations, 18 were corrected, 15 were duplicate, means somebody pushed the button and then another person pushed the button on that same listing, okay? We found 6 to be a no violation and we've issued 2 warnings. Education statistics, these are the ones 2023 and 2024. So far, the ones that we've scheduled here at the association, broker office trainings, one-on-ones. So all of those are an option for you guys. If you haven't exercised it yet, please make sure you do. We do have a trainer who comes out here, but we are happy to attend your brokerage meetings or do one-on-ones with you if there's something specific that you'd like to work on. Okay. Top violations. Are you guys ready? So I like to tell when I'm presenting that you guys are creative, you're consistent, and you're the best dang detectives we have ever seen. So keep in mind when compliance as it relates to CRMLS, look to your left and look to your right because those are the people who are reporting violations. People who are clicking the button. We have no robots at our office so far. Everything is being seen by a compliance analyst, right? A real live person who's taking a look and looking at the facts, asking for information, okay? But you guys are the detectives who are doing the reporting. We're not going through and we're not trolling all your listings to figure out what's what. Okay, let me go through these real quick with you. Mandatory submission, okay? Remember when I said you guys are consistent? These have been the same violations since I've been with the company over 12 years. The same, you guys. There's only one added and it's at the bottom. I'll get to it. So mandatory submission. Keep in mind, you have 2 days. There's a rule of 2 in our rules. Okay, you're going to see it a lot. You're going to hear me say it a lot. 2 days. When you have a fully executed residential listing agreement, one of two things has to happen. You have to submit it to the MLS, or you have to exclude it, which you're going to use the registered process. Okay? Something has to happen and you have 2 days to do it. Add it to the MLS in those 2 days of the effective date, or register it, which means you have a seller exclusion form from the MLS. You're going to keep it in your pocket in case somebody asks for it. Okay? Either way, you're telling the MLS, yes, I have a listing. One's on the MLS, the other one's excluded from it, but you have the paperwork to back it up. Cover your buns, people. Now, you have 2 days to do that, except, and here's the big one, clear cooperation policy is a National Association mandate. So if you take that residential listing agreement and you walk straight out the front door, give yourself a pat on the back, and then you put your sign in the front yard, you've now backed yourself from 2 days to 1 day. Okay? Any public marketing done on that property, including flyers, digital marketing, your sign, you've now backed yourself from 2 days mandatory submission to 1 day. If you are found in violation of the Clear Cooperation Policy, also known as CCP, it is a $2,500 fine. Wow, yeah, I agree. $2,500. Okay, so get the listing in. I just wanted to make sure I told you about CCP. 1 day of public marketing, get that listing in. Okay, there are statuses you can put it in, like coming soon, which gives you 21 days to stage the property. It goes out very limited on distribution, right? It's not syndicated the way other listings are. So you can leverage the coming soon status, but you have to do something with that listing. Okay, coming soon, you can market it. Do not show it. Okay. All right. And I do have an FAQ and some things that I can provide to Albert to get out to you guys, Albert and team, I should say, to get out to you guys in regards to this. Okay. If you don't know this and these are not familiar to you, I need them to be familiar to you. This is how you're going to stay out of violation and fine territory. Okay. Woo, scary. I know. Woo. Okay. I'm going to scare you a little bit more and then we'll get to the good stuff. Okay, photos, media, and copyright issues. You have to own the photographs. The information that you submit to the MLS is representing that you have the right to reproduce and add those to the multiple listing service. Okay, scenario 1, you take the photos yourself. Do you own them? Absolutely, you own them. Scenario 2, you will have a photographer take the pictures on your behalf. Do you own them? Ooh, I heard mixed. And you both are right. In a photographer situation, we found that sometimes those contracts you have with your photographer do not give you the inherent permissions that you need to leverage that photo from start to finish and to keep it on the MLS. CRMLS recommends a form called the PIA, the Property Images Agreement, if you use a photographer. That CAR form per property will give you the rights that you need to leverage those professional photos for the duration of the listing. Okay? PIA. So photos, media, and copyright. The other thing I want to leave you with today is pop quiz. Are you ready? Can you ever use Google, Yahoo, Getty, Bing, or any other third-party website images in your photos? Yay! Okay, I'm done here. Okay, just kidding. Yeah, drop the mic. Yes, exactly. Do not ever do that. That's a $1,500 fine. Oh. Okay, here's why that one's so costly. Because what happens is every website that your photos now show up on, that particular entity can come back and it's a dollar amount per place your photo shows up. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars you could be liable for if you're leveraging a copyrighted photo. Don't scrape the internet. Okay. Also with media, please make sure that if you're using a previous photos from the listing before, right? Your seller hands them to you or whoever. make sure you have permission in writing from everybody and their mother that you can use those photos, because what's going to happen is, who's going to click that button? The other agent, right? Those are my photos. Burp, push the button. Okay? Detectives, you guys are good detectives. So don't do that either. All right? Cover your buns, transparency, guys, in writing. Get as many permissions as you think you need. If you have questions about it, your association's a great resource and you can reach out to CRMLS. All right, no exterior photograph. Oh, for heaven's sake, guys. You have 2 days to get your listing in, right? Unless you're CCP and you put your sign in the ground, then you have 1 day. The rule is you have 2 days to submit one accurate photo of the exterior of the property. Have a stinking photo, okay? That you took yourself or that you have your photographer and you have the permissions for, okay? 2 days, one accurate exterior photo. Keep in mind, the photos should describe the physical and aesthetic characteristics of property only. No signs, no codes, no people. We have a lot of fine art, so we see a lot of nudity in the MLS. Oh, for heaven's sake, people, you all have Photoshop, okay? Be mindful of what's in your photos. Inaccurate information, including statuses, okay? This is, you have your listing agreement, now you've entered in, right? You have your RPA, your residential purchase agreement, and you have 2 days to change the status. Who do you think is going to push that button, people? When it's not in pending or active under contract or some other status? Maybe the listing agent that you're under contract with, because it's no longer active, right? 2 days. 2 days to change that status, okay? Including auto sold. So auto sold means when you do your due diligence and within 2 days you've changed that to active under contract or pending, it's going to ask you for an estimated close of escrow date plus this estimated sales price. You cannot let Matrix close itself, even if that information is correct. You have to manually close it. We will let you know when that date is coming up. We're going to let you know 14 days, 7 days, 1 day, the day of, 1 day after, and 5 days after. And then we're going to close it. And it's going to have a little red flag, and appraisers are going to be mad at you, and you're going to get a fine. So you're going to be mad at you, and then your broker's going to be mad at you. There's a lot of mad. Okay. 2 days, guys, 2 days. All right. Misuse of public remarks. Another fun one besides my photograph lineup. I didn't put the photographs in here for sake of time, which I'm probably already moving over. But public remarks. You may not have gate codes, open house information. None of that stuff goes into your public remarks. None. Describe the physical and aesthetic characteristics of the property only. You may discuss the community, but here's what we've seen an uptick in. We have seen an uptick in nice white neighborhood. And they were not talking about the paint color of the houses. Okay, that's a fair housing one, and that'll get kicked back to your association. Be mindful of what you put in your public remarks. If you wouldn't want somebody to hear all those things, don't put it in your public remarks. Stay away from those codes and other things. Remember, hundreds of thousands of eyeballs are on this listing once you submit it, right? Failure to correct a violation. This is a new addition. You have, if you receive a notice from us, 2 days to correct the violation, right? So you have to correct it, whatever we've asked you to correct. Then if there's a money attached to it, you're going to have 20 calendar days to do something about that particular part. You can either contest it by a citation review or you can pay it, but you still must correct it. If you fail to correct it, guess who gets a fine? Your broker. Now who's mad? Everybody's mad again. Okay? We need to stop the madness. All right? 2 days, fix it. If any communications that come from CRMLS end up looking spammy because we receive 1 billion emails a day, reach out to us. Reach out to your association. Ask the hard questions. Don't ignore it, because some things that go from a warning, we see an uptick in this too. Things that were a warning, then all of a sudden become a violation when all we were doing was asking for backing up documentation. It was a warning. You were getting off scot-free. Okay? But now you're in MLS jail. You don't want that. All right. Questions on the top violations? Oh, are we going to save questions till the end? Anyone? Okay, we can. All right. All right. Next. Innovative products. So we've rolled out a bunch of products, but what I did was I selected the ones that I felt you guys should be leveraging in 2024. You guys are familiar with RE Center Hub. This is the dashboard. When you log in, this is what you see. Okay, we created this in-house and we have some awesome parameters put around it. What I love about it is that it saves your e-connects, right? It saves your news. So if you tell us, well, I didn't get that notification, we're going to say, go to that little bell at the top and all the list of notifications are going to be there for you. Okay, we can leverage a carousel. Your association can leverage a carousel, which is a story, right? Something, an update, a news update, CAR update, anything like that that goes in the carousel. Okay, on the left-hand side is where you're going to do all your business. That's where you're going to register your listing. That's where you're going to select IDX attributions, right? How you show on a website. That's over there on the left-hand side as well. All right, some of those important information is on the left side. Your tiles you see, that may or may not look like that because you have the opportunity to change your color scheme, light or dark. You have the opportunity to drag out the favorite tiles that you use and put away the ones that you don't. There's a little eyeball on the right-hand side when you're in. And when you click on that, when you click it and it puts the star, it's going to put it on your front page. Okay, so it's very customizable so that you're only looking at the ones you want to use, nothing more. All right, so this is called RE Center Hub. So if we use that term, just know it's your dashboard that you log into. All right. Okay, Cloud CMA, one of the most heavily adopted CRMLS products ever in the history of, right, besides Matrix and Realist, Cloud CMA. So in Cloud CMA, first of all, the interface, for lack of a better term, is very pretty. Okay, we do have a CMA built into Matrix that you can leverage as another option, but you can go live with Cloud CMA. You can update your comparables on the fly. It prints out a beautiful, robust, very simple and easy to use report for you guys to give out. Okay, I encourage you, if you're using a comparative market analysis now, maybe your franchise or your brokerage is offering one to you, I do encourage you to check out Cloud CMA. It's seamless, it's easy, it's pretty, and clients have responded very well to it, which is why it's one of our most heavily adopted products. Okay, next. Cubicasa. Okay, this one just launched. Cubicasa is a floor plan. And all of these, by the way, are included with your member as a member benefit. Okay, I'm not asking you to pay anything more for any of these things. So Cubicasa at no cost will create a 2D floor plan for you. You are downloading an app to your phone. When you click on the app, you're going to go through the house. You're going to photograph, video, all the bedrooms, the kitchen. You're going to do all this stuff. You're going to submit it to them. And within 24 hours, they're going to get you a 2D floor plan. Ooh, fancy, right? Okay. You can leverage it, within your photograph lineup. They do offer a 3D one that is an extra charge, but the 2D one comes with your subscription. So I encourage you to download that app and at least check it out. See if it's something that's viable for you or your brokerage. All of these things to note as well, all of these are tiles, right, on the dashboard that I showed you that you can put away or drag out. For additional information, if you click on that tile, it's going to give you a more full, right, picture, right? I'm just giving you some snippets because I want you guys to check these out for 2024. All right, Realist Tax. Oh, I like Realist Tax. Okay, Realist Tax can only be as accurate, though, as the information that it's presented, right, at the recorder's office. So, being mindful of that. But one of the things about Realist Tax, so I'm seeing an uptick in farming. I don't know if any of you guys are currently farming territories, but it does allow for you to download 3,500 mailing labels a month. Okay, a month. They've just also changed their dashboard a little bit easier to use, a little bit prettier interface. Okay, but they have a full scope of U.S. property data housed within Realist, and that's your tax platform. It comes when you're looking at properties, it's already in your listing, All right. It still exists as its own tab for you to go into, but the realist property is built into the listing when you're looking at it. Okay. RPR. This is for the realtors in the room only. So if you're MLS only, RPR is not available to you. All right. This one is a National Association of Realtors database. It's property data from all over the country. You can also, just like with Realist, you can create reports for clients. And it's got your branding that's available on it. And you also have it as a mobile app. There are labels available on this one too for farming per month. I don't have the exact number for RPR. All right. Next one. Showing time. I don't know how many of you guys leverage this now, but how many people get exhausted by the sheer volume of emails, phone calls, and texts that you get? Showing time makes it easy and seamless. It's all built in, and there's an icon for it within every listing to be able to correspond with the listing agent. Okay, it tracks requests. Like I mentioned, the schedule of showing already appears on all of the listings, so you don't have to do anything there. Instant appointment confirmation. So it's a little bit easier or an additional way to reach an agent in regards to scheduling a showing. So if you haven't given it a shot yet, I encourage you to take a look at it. InfoSparks. Okay, Matrix has a stats package in it. It's a little more cumbersome. In my opinion, it does what it needs to do. And some people love to nerd out on it and figure out all the different ways that can be done. InfoSparks is stats. And again, for lack of a better term, just like with Cloud CMA, it's very pretty. It's embeddable. You can send it as a file. You can add it to your website. Lots and lots of opportunities with InfoSparks. Very easy to use, right? You click one, you can create a bar graph, you can create a chart. Very, very nice as far as statistics go for you guys. Very visually pleasing. So I encourage you, if you love stats and you're leveraging Matrix, to give InfoSparks a try. Everybody loves a good statistic, especially your buyers and sellers when they're interested in what the market is doing. And this will give them a really good snapshot at a glance of what's going on. Okay. I was asked to talk about Perchwell. Okay, so Perchwell is our up and coming additional MLS platform. You guys use Matrix as a platform. Perchwell will be an additional option to you in the future. Right now, we are in beta testing. If anybody would like to be a beta tester, you can reach out and you can give your information to your organization. We are currently doing batches of them right now, right? So we're not inundated with feedback because we have over 100 people, 100 active agents and brokers who have asked to beta test it. Perchwell, again, pretty. Very easy to use, right? So when we're doing this beta testing, we're not giving any instructions. We're not giving any manual for it. We're saying, here's the platform. Can you do what you need to do? Most of the answer has been a resounding yes. Very simple. What it does is it gives you all the information. You log in, everything is there. And then you drill down what you want to see. Versus in Matrix now, you choose your criteria and then it pulls it up. This is the opposite way. Okay, and then the more drill downs you do, obviously it fine tunes it. Also, what's amazing about this is Perchwell, the consumer experience is exactly what your experience is. Exactly. So you'll know exactly all the things, right? Obviously they're not getting agent remarks. It's a little bit dialed down, but as far as how it looks, it's the exact same. We've had amazing response to this. Perchwell has been rolled out around the country, and we are looking forward to it coming in as an additional platform offering in the future. Again, if you're interested in the beta, which is in what we're in right now, please reach out and you can give that information to your executive or their staff, and they can get that information to me and I can get you added to the list if you're curious and you want to try to break it, which is what we want, right? It should be unbreakable. Okay. I think that's almost the end. Okay, one last thing. I think this is the end. The apps. I want to remind you, you have 3 apps, right? That's a ridiculous amount of apps. But for mobile apps to access Matrix, you have 3. CRMLS app, MLS Touch, and Homes Pro app. All of them very visually pleasing, but one of them is going to catch your eye more than the other one. It just is. All the same data, all your same login credentials. This comparison is also on our website, so I'll make sure you guys have that. The most heavily adopted one, CRMLS app. The one internally staff prefers, MLS Touch. And the cool feature about Homes Pro is that it's not limited to the matrix roster. It's all US agents. Okay. So each one of them has their own claim to fame. CRMLS app and MLS Touch, you have editability for your actual carts, portals, things, those things that are directly related to your matrix, right? Your desktop. Homes Pro, though, you've got CMAs and you can do those kinds of things on the fly. Okay. So if you haven't, you can download all three, log in. One of them is going to catch your eye and you can delete the other two. But again, it's the same information across the board that you're getting. I think that's it. Okay, that's it. I don't even know how much time I took. Sorry. Oh, it looks like I'm okay. Right? All right. Yay.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
I'm experiencing an issue where my overseas clients cannot see the listings either through One Home Portal or through MLS Touch or any other platform except CRMLS app. So I was wondering if there's a way to bypass that or fix the feature that I'm looking for where I can send a batch of listing instead of doing one by one through
Right.
CRMLS app.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I can tell you as far as security goes and listings going overseas, I do know that they have some IP addresses and some certain things on lockdown. I think it's interesting that in one app you can, but in the rest you can't. If you have specific examples, and this is for the group, guys, if you have an issue, I want to hear it. As many specifics as you can get me helps me trace back and find where it broke. So to that, I say, may I please have your card? And I would like to look into that further. But I do know that we are extremely conscious, especially in this hacker age of things, that we're conscientious when we're sending things out the door, overseas especially, and that there are certain addresses that are on lockdown for very specific purposes. But I can shed some more light on it with that example. So I'll take your information. But thank you for the question. No, right.
Thank you, Devon.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we share the app to our clients. So, but they said that it's not user friendly. They still like send me stuff from Zillow. So how can you get some feedback on that? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yes, I hear this a lot. Also, can you tell me which app you particularly are leveraging to allow them to, you're using CRMLS app? Okay. So the feedback we've gotten specifically on One Home is not good, which is another reason why we have looked heavily into Perchwell and why we're so excited that the consumer portal matches what you see. God bless you. One Home has not gotten rave reviews, unfortunately. And we're working with them and we continue to work with them. And if you have ideas of how to make that particular consumer portal better, more friendly and more user-friendly, I would love to hear it because we are in constant contact with the creator of that. And we have had some major discussions, especially when it first rolled out. One of them was in regards to the branding because it was branded to One Home and it was not branded to the agent. So again, I would like the specifics and anybody in the room, if you guys have any feedback on One Home and what it can do better for you, I definitely want to have that feedback as well. But unfortunately, you're not alone and I don't have an immediate resolve for you in that regard. Thank you for the question. Well, hello, ma'am.
My favorite here. You answered one of my questions. The whole
Yes,
thing.
nailed it.
This is just a very simple one. On the unpaid violations, are the brokers notified directly via direct text or is it just simply CC'd? Because I have heard complaints from brokers that they get after their agents, they tell their agents, they did not realize that they were going to be fined themselves. So
Okay, so as far as the 14.4, right, which we've seen the uptick in, right now we made an effort because not all brokers want to be copied on all of it. We are leveraging the office compliance email field. And if that field does not have a value in it, then we are making sure that we include the brokers. Okay, so office compliance email field. What I recommend for those brokers in the room, or even for you agents to take back, the office compliance email field is what compliance is leveraging when they're sending out warnings or anything else, right? You, the agent, is included, and then they are a CC. I encourage your brokerage to create a general box, right? Violations at Century 21, and then they control brokers included, office managers included, office assistant is included. They control the box, right? They control that email distribution list, because we do find that sometimes the broker was not included in the loop and now they're on the hook for it. Keep in mind though, when there is an office manager in that office, that's the person that the fine goes to, because that is the permission from the broker to directly oversee. So if there's an office manager listed in the office, they are the ones that get the fine and not the broker.
Very good, thank you. My second question, which is even easier. You used to have a list of photographers that have already agreed that all of their snapshots can be used by CRMLS. Is that still available? And if so, I want to make sure our people know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question about photographers. We do have a photographer list, which means that they've come in and they have gone through our licensing department. They can reach out to licensing. Ooh, I don't know if it's recore.net. Licensing at CRMLS.org. Okay. And what they've done is they've agreed to our terms and conditions, and they are actually put on a list on our website. Okay. And so that helps. That also helps some of you guys when you're looking for a photographer, right? We've had a lot of people who've gone down that list and chosen a photographer off that particular list. If you have a photographer that's not on that list and you think that they should be, they can reach out at CRMLS. They can reach out at licensing at CRMLS.org, and we can get them set up with that agreement. And then they can also be put on that list, right?
Or in regards to the CoreLogic data, if an agent finds like something incorrect or invalid, like a discrepancy in the data, who should they contact to fix it? Is there like should it go directly to CoreLogic, or is there somebody within the association or?
Good question, right? Right. You're finding a discrepancy. Are you talking about tax data? Are you talking about, right? Because there's a couple things, right? Push the button if it's remarks or any of the things that I mentioned. But if it's like inherent, if it's tax data or something like that?
No, like, so because the data is like automated, and I know they'll use like an APN on a document to pick up a deed. And
Mhm.
sometimes people put an incorrect APN number, and then CoreLogic will show somebody else's name as the owner of the property, and the homeowner's going nuts. Like,
Okay.
why is it showing that?
Okay, so a couple things on that. A lot of time that's pulling from realist tax. So if it's a realist tax issue, again, realist tax can only be as good as the information that was provided to it. If there's a discrepancy with that, you absolutely can come our way. You can go support at CRMLS.org. And then what they'll do is they will escalate it, because they have a direct contact with the vendor. It takes a long time. Also, if you have any supporting documentation, right, to show this is not this, that's helpful, but it comes into us and then we escalate it to the vendor with whatever supporting documentation. I've seen it take 4 to 6 weeks before anything gets rectified on the back end, because so many people have to be reached out to. But that's a great question, right? In regards to APNs and things like that, property specific information. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're not done with you yet, Devon. On behalf of West San Gabriel Valley Realtors, I would like to thank our guest speaker for a very informative speech. Please accept this small token of appreciation. We got umbrella for the rain and a Starbucks gift certificate. Please join us next week as we welcome from the California Association of Realtors, Matt Roberts, Federal and Local Government Affairs Director, and Jennifer Zvek, Vice President of Public Policy and Advocacy. The topic will be State Legislative Update. Thank you, everyone, for joining our meeting today. Have a wonderful day. This meeting is now adjourned.